Today's video is one of the hardest we've ever made. Our beloved horse Chipper is gone. She wasn't just a horse, she was family. In this video, we'll share what really happened in her final weeks, how she took care of us right until the end, and the legacy she left behind on the farm.
Hey everybody, just 4 days ago we lost our favorite horse on the farm, and today you're going to see a video that I describe a lot about who Chipper was and where she came from and her story and history. But as Vicky was editing that video, she realized, you really never addressed what actually happened to her. So I'll tell you what's been going on with Chipper to the best of my ability, but then I hope that you'll watch the end of this video for sure, because Vicky has created a song and there's a video that is so touching it'll bring tears to your eyes. We've shed a lot of tears over this, and the title of the song is She Took Care of Us, and she truly did. She took care of everyone that ever rode her, but her last ride 2.5 months ago, we went out as a family to the Badlands. We were having a great time. It was when Blake was getting married that weekend, and my daughter Kaylee, that has 3 little kids of her own, ran her up to the top of a hill, and the horse slipped, and had Chipper gone down, Kaylee could have died, Chipper could have died. And you'll see, I think Vicky will put it right after this, that we actually have it on video. It could have gone so bad, but Chipper made sure Kaylee was okay. Shortly after that, and we couldn't figure out why, she just started to lose weight. There wasn't as much energy. She wasn't eating as well. I had her teeth floated. An equine dentist took care of her teeth, and we hoped that was the problem, but she continued to decline, and we tried all kinds of supplements. We took her to the vet, we got blood work, and just nothing. So we put hundreds of dollars into trying to figure things out. We tried every supplement or whatever feed regimen we could to try to put weight on her, but she was just losing, I was going to say, the will to live. She even though we were trying to get her teeth healthy and trying to give her the right feed, she didn't have a desire to eat, which makes me wonder if she had a tumor or cancer or something going on internally that we just couldn't find. And we wish we could have turned things around, but that was not God's will at this time. So 4 days ago, she had to be put down because she had stopped eating for 48 hours. She had no energy. She was wobbling. If we had a vet in town that did autopsies and stuff, maybe we could have had that done. But honestly, Chipper's mom and Chipper's sisters, and she had 9 sisters, I think, none of them ever lived to be as old as she did. And so she truly just gave her life and gave her all, and she really did take care of us. So see this video, and then please, even if you get bored with listening to me, you got to watch to the end. I promise it'll be worth it. And like I say, we've had a lot of tears here on the farm, but we are so grateful and blessed that we've had a horse like Chipper on the farm. I hope you enjoy this video, and you may want to get your Kleenex out, because I think you might be probably shedding some tears with us. And thanks for all of you that have loved and been part of Chipper's life. She truly has touched many lives, every friend, every neighbor that ever came to the farm, Chipper was the one they rode. And so she's touched hundreds of lives, and she truly has taken care of all of us. Good morning, y'all. This morning's been a tough day on the farm, actually. After 23 years, we lost Chipper, and she's been the best horse we've had on the farm, at least for a long time. Her mom, Taffy, also died on the farm. Has been our family horse, and let me tell you a little bit about it. I got up early this morning, got her buried and everything before grandkids come a little later today. I didn't want them to to see that we had lost Chipper, even though yesterday we knew her time was short, and all of us got to say goodbye. We called every kid through Zoom or FaceTime. I guess it was FaceTime, and we were able to let every kid and grandkid say goodbye. The hardest one was Kaci. Got home from her state volleyball tournament on the bus last night about 10:30, and she was sad already because they'd lost out in the quarterfinals. Even though they've had an awesome season, Kaci's played 4 years of varsity volleyball, and this season's been their best season as far as winning tournaments and regional finals, and they've been amazing. But we picked her up and we said, Kaci, we need to tell you that Chipper's not going to make it. And it was hard. She came down with us and said goodbye, and a lot of tears. Chipper was Kaci's horse. We gave Chipper to Kaci, and Vicky yesterday was like, I don't remember why you gave her to Kaci. And I was like, well, I knew we never would let her leave the farm, and so by giving her to my little girl, that was an easy, you don't sell your little girl's horse. And so a lot of tears. It was hard, but let me tell you a little bit about Chipper and her mom, Taffy, and Taffy's dad, Rosewood Chip. And I could just keep going, but we've had these horses in the family forever. And now Chipper will be here till the resurrection. We've buried her right here, and our plan is to plant a tree there in the spring probably, and we're going to put a piece of petrified wood, and then Vicky's going to make a song that we'll have at the end of this video, and we'll be able to put a QR code to link it to that, which is what Vicky's doing for her new business, actually. We hadn't thought when she started this business that one of the first projects she would do would be Chippers. But go check out timelesslegacymusic.com. We'll put the link. But at the end of this video, we'll have a beautiful song that Vicky's helped create, and that will help us remember Chipper forever. Let me tell you a little bit about our horses. This is to document history and to remember the horses that we've owned and that have been part of our lives. My grandpa died when I was 2.5 years old. A bale of hay fell from a haystack. As he walked past, it slipped and fell off, knocked him into a railroad tie, and so I lost my grandpa at 2.5 years old. He loved horses and loved animals. He trained dogs to be livestock dogs, and he loved everything that I love, and or I love everything that he loved. And I wish I'd got to know him here in mortality more, but I look forward to, after this life, being with him. And but everything I've learned about him. It helps me know why I tick the way I do. Actually, I may just walk over by some horses, or I actually put Pepper Jack in the corral I'd had Chipper in, just to clean up the old loose hay and stuff. Whatever she had going on was not contagious because all the other horses are doing fine and have been fine. She just kind of gave out. So, hey Pepper Jack. So he's looking beautiful, but there was still some hay left in there, and she just stopped eating these last few days. But I cleaned out the corrals, and it's been a busy morning keeping my mind off of things. But according to my mom, my mom's really where I get my love of horses, since I didn't know my grandpa, or don't remember my grandpa. My mom loved her. I'll sit on the tractor here real quick as I talk to you. So my mom loved her dad. She called him Daddy, and she loved to do everything with her daddy, and loved to ride and rope and do all the outdoors things. And so it was my mom that taught me to love horses. And my grandpa had a stallion that his name was Rosewood Chip, and he went back to the great Driftwood horse. And so I grew up learning that Driftwood horses were the best horses, and I'd have to say that's true. It's hard to get horses with there's no horse with 100% Driftwood breeding, but we always made sure there was some Driftwood in our horses. And when I was 14 years old, we got Taffy. But I was 14 years old, and my uncle leased out his stallion. He leased out his stallion to a ranch. I guess that's probably where I've gotten my idea to lease out 66. So my uncle owned Rosewood Chip after my grandpa died. And my uncle was managing some ranches for the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. And he was managing the ranch at the Deseret Ranch in Florida. And that ranch had a lot of king-bred mares. And my uncle said, hey, you can use my stallion. And he got his pick of babies each year. And so it was kind of a lease like what I'm doing. I get a baby each year. The last 2 years I've got babies from Martin's Quarter Horses, and the next 2 years I'll get them from Black Diamond Ranch in Blanding, Utah. Anyway, same deal, but my uncle through the years accumulated a lot of really nice horses, and I think he gave us 2 horses. One was one that he had just got off the ranch, an Appaloosa. She was beautiful, but not papered, and was not out of our stock. And then he gave us a 2-year-old filly by Rosewood Chip, which was my grandpa's stallion. It was a big, huge, just stout bay stallion, but he was bred to one of these king mares and had this dun roan filly that was just beautiful, but she was kind of small, and my mom taught me a lesson, and I should learn that lesson, because now it's happening with Nugget. She gave me my choice of which of those horses I wanted, and at first I thought I wanted the Appaloosa because she was buff and big and beautiful. And my mom says, I think you want the 2-year-old that's a little small right now, because she goes back to daddy's stuff. And so I think I even took the Appaloosa, but within a few weeks, just her mind and stuff, I was like, Mom, I think I'll take Taffy. Anyway, my mom was good to let me do that. I took Taffy. This is as much for me and my posterity and my mom and my siblings as anybody else, just to tell the story from my perspective. I'm sure it'd be different from others. But I'll always remember at 2 years old, We took Taffy on a family camp out with some friends, and Taffy had never been ridden, and as a 15-year-old, I hopped on. And I'll always remember one of the kids wandered away from camp and got lost, and it was almost dark, and Taffy had been ridden once or twice, and I didn't know any better. I was like, Blake, I'm like, well, I'll get on Taffy and go look for her. I jumped on Taffy, the way I remember it, bareback, and I went looking and went on this deer trail and ended up coming down this mountain, and I had my feet around her belly and wedged between her front feet as she's going down this hill. We found the neighbor kid. Everything was good that way, but by the time I was done with that ride, there was just a bond, and I felt like Taffy was broke, you know. That's what we thought. The horse was broke and gentle and trained if you could ride him. I'd ridden her three times, but her and I became inseparable. Right before I left on a mission, she had a baby. We called that baby Honey. So Honey was my horse, and the way I remember things, and again, my memory's not the best, but I gave Taffy back to my mom. And by the way, that scrawny 2-year-old or 18-month-old that I was like, I think I'll take that Palooza, blossomed and became beautiful, and just a big old rear end, lots of muscle. That was definitely the wise choice. And so with Nugget growing kind of slow, and my mom's like, you watch, she'll get big, I need to listen to mom. So we own Nugget now, which is Chipper's daughter, and she is small right now, but I think she's going to be okay. So with all that said, Honey was she was probably 6 months old when I left on a mission. I got home from my mission, ended up training her when I got home from my mission, and I got her pulling a cart. I took her on dates. I did all kinds of things, and then I met my beautiful wife, Vicky, and we were moving to Utah, and I sold Honey to pay for our wedding ring. I'd no longer owned a horse at all when we moved to Utah, and but Taffy was my first registered horse that I loved, and her daughter Honey paid for my wedding ring. Anyway, we moved to Utah for 6 years. My mom started getting other babies out of Taffy. Sugar, Blondie, and Chipper, full sisters. I don't think there's any more, but my mom may correct me. If she watches this, she'll call me and tell me if I was wrong. So Sugar was a dun, looked a lot like Taffy, but without the roan factor. And then Blondie was a Palomino, and Chipper was a Blood Bay. And Chipper was not mine. She was my mom's, and then my mom, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Levi who started training Chipper, probably. And then when my mom and dad went on a mission, they ended up giving Chipper to me, because by then we were here on the farm on Route 66. I've owned a lot of horses in the past, especially in the past 25 years that we've lived here on the farm on Route 66. But that's how I got Chipper back. And so for the past, I would say 10 years at least, maybe 12 years, we've had Chipper here on the farm. By the time we got Chipper, she still had a lot of go, but she knew when a child was on her, and she trained more people to ride, and she did everything. If a cow was out, we could rope on her. If someone needed to borrow her for a gymkhana, or if we were in the Palmer Rodeo down in Thatcher at my brother's house, we'd haul her down, and everyone wanted to ride Chipper because she could do any event. She would win any event, but then you could put the 2-year-olds on her and she would just walk around. And she's helped my kids to gain confidence in horses, and now my grandkids. And so it's really been a hard day, and I filled in the hole here. I had my friend come dig a hole here this morning, and we've buried Chipper, and she will be here on the farm till the resurrection. Our plan is to plant a beautiful tree here, and to put we have some big chunks of petrified wood. We'll put a petrified wood thing with a plaque. But that's the story of Chipper and how she came to the farm, and a little bit more about why we love not only Chipper but Driftwood horses, any of the Rosewood Chip posterity, or Chipper's babies. Not Chippers, Taffy's originally. So Taffy, if I remember right, had 11 babies. And only 1 or 2 of those were colts. The rest were fillies. So we raised a lot of babies through the past 40 years, because it's been 40 years since I got Taffy. So in the past 40 years, we've raised a lot of babies. They've gone to a lot of places, and although they've been healthy, wonderful horses, we were thinking that honestly, we don't think any of them have lived past the age Chipper was at now, which is interesting, why none of them lived into their 30s or whatever. But if you ever owned one of Taffy's babies or grandbabies, they give you their whole heart. And I think they just can wear out their lives serving, and when their time's done, they're done. And so guys, let's enjoy this tribute of Chipper, and that way as I watch it, you won't see me cry, but there's been some tears, especially last night as I saw my little girl, who we were already emotional about. She played her last volleyball game in high school, which kind of ends an era of watching her play volleyball. Basketball starts this next week, and then she'll do track, and then she'll be graduated. And so we were already emotional, but my little girl Kaci loved her horse, and so let's watch the tribute that Vicky's creating for Chipper. And yet we wouldn't have Chipper if we didn't have Taffy, and we wouldn't have had Taffy if my grandpa wouldn't have had Rosewood Chip. And so it's kind of fun just to see the progression and how we've had these horses in the family for well over 70 years, I would say. My uncle that ended up owning Rosewood Chip is now passed, and so it's just sad that a lot of our horses are gone, and the people that loved them. And so we wanted to create this tribute so that the memories of Chipper are never lost. So that's why you gotta go check out Timeless Legacy Music. And if you have a pet or a loved one that you don't want to forget or lose their memories, then you ought to reach out to Vicky and see what she can do for you. Have a great one, guys. God bless. And Chipper, thanks for serving us so well, and I hope that we loved and took care of her to the best of our ability. So have a good one, guys. You're awesome, girl. Look at you, all the way to the top. This is why Chipper is our most valuable horse, because she can teach the kids to ride, and we're totally confident that she's gonna be safe with them. Chipper's turn. That was awesome. Good job. You're doing so good, buddy. So, yeah. I would be okay having every day of December this nice of weather. It's been so fun having the kids and grandkids around, and we've got a lot of work done. It's been awesome.
Wow, he went right into the saddle.
It's called Pippi Longstocks right there.
That's true.
Oh man, I'm tired. Let's call it a day. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button.
The horse. Is Chipper good? Yeah. All right. Hey Chipper, let's get a close-up of you, buddy. Oh, hey, oh, there it is. Looking in the eyes of a horse, there's nothing like it. All right. All right, Emma, do you know what horse you're on? It's Chipper. Say hi, Chipper. It's Chipper. Say hi, Chipper. Come on, say hello. Hello. Hey, Chipper.
So Kaci, are we ever gonna sell Chipper? Nope. Nope. You're right, we're not. So many people, when they watch a video like this, or they see Chipper, what she can do, they want a horse just like Chipper. The thing they don't understand is it's taken us 19 years to get her to this point. 19 years of experience and love and attention, and Kaci does pretty amazing with her, huh Kaci? All right, so now the girls are going for a ride. We got Jocelyn on Duchess, and Maureen on Charlotte, and Kaci on Chipper, and Emily on Mama. All right, you guys have fun. I'll go open that gate for you. Lead on out, Kaci.
You want Nugget to go with us?
Yeah, Nugget will go with you. So fun, guys. That's awesome. All right, my athletic well, both my daughters are athletic,
much better.
but little sister, here we go. No pressure. Oh, come on. False start, 5 yards
I'll hold it.
on the offense. Okay, let's see it. No pressure, Kaci. Hundreds of thousands of people might watch.
Eat the saddle.
1, 2, 3. Oh, she did it. No problem. Kaci, that is going to be a beautiful shot right there. Look at that. You're right on the ridge of that hill. I don't hear the drone. I wonder if Mom's still by us.
I kind of get it, but it's farther away.
Isn't this beautiful, guys? Look who's almost home. Hey, do you want the hat that you forgot to take, Kaci?
It's too late now.
Kaci's horse, Chipper, 23 years old and still looks amazing.
A couple weeks in a box.
Wow.
But it's been fun because it's allowed us to tell family history stories without.
Oh, that's awesome!
Makes you just happy to see you.
Chipper's the best horse for the grandkids. What if I come this way? Wait, why does Chipper go everywhere I go? Are you just that good of a rider? You're a really good rider? Okay, go ahead and stop. Can you stop? How do you stop a horse?
I know.
Oh, good job. What do you say? Ho.
How?
Ho, good job. Blake's doing incredible.
Start walking out there and start looking.
Peyton, are you having fun riding Chipper? All right, so I would come right here maybe, guys, and walk down these rows. All right, grandsons, I want to see you ride. Can you ride all the way around? Look at you. Hey, Peyton, if you don't smile, she's gonna buck you off. Just teasing. Just teasing. Look at this, guys. What a beautiful night. What do you guys think? Is Chipper a good one?
Yep, she's a good one. I want to ride by myself again.
Hey, girl.
I'll bring you upstairs. Come over.
Is this fun?
Let's go.
So fun having the kids here. Hey, look at our little granddaughter Lydia ride the horse by herself with Big Brother. Yeah. Chipper's the best, huh? Is this fun? Looks like I'm gonna have to paint no parking zone right here. Kaci rode up on her horse and parked her horse. Aren't we grateful we have nice gentle horses? Hey, Blake.
Hey, guys.
Okay, here's Chipper. She's about 19 years old, but man, she is just amazing. Look at that big old butt. You look at a horse's butt because that's where all their muscle is. And Chipper's our best horse on the farm. She's our oldest horse on the farm. Good job, buddy. And Kaci, you're amazing. Of course, you do have the best horse too.
Yep.
Some horses come and go, but a few leave hoof prints on your heart forever. This one's for Chipper, our driftwood horse, our teacher, our friend. Grandpa Lamro used to say, a driftwood horse is best any day. And Chipper proved his words were true, strong and faithful through and through. A granddaughter of Rosewood Chip, and Taffy's blood runs through her grip. A family line that stood the test. We were blessed with one of the best. Out on the farm by old Route 66, there's a mare with a heart made of golden grit. Kaci called her own, but we all knew too, she was family through and through. She carried our babies, our laughter, our tears, through summer suns and all those years. Gentle and steady, loyal and kind, an angel with hooves that God designed. She took care of us every ride, every mile. She gave her heart, she gave her smile. From little hands to trembling rain, she eased our fear and shared our pain. Now she runs through heaven's dust with fields of grace and endless trust. Heaven wouldn't be heaven, our friend, so God be with you till we meet again. She raised a baby strong and wise. You could see her love in those big brown eyes. Taught the kids to ride to hold on tight and to love a horse with all your might. Now the pasture's quiet where she used to graze, but her spirit still walks those sunny days. Every breeze that whispers by feels like Chipper's lullaby. The neighbor kids came from miles around, barefoot laughter, that joyful sound. They climbed the fence and called her name, and Chipper loved them just the same. She took care of us every ride, every mile. She gave her heart, she gave her smile. From little hands to trembling reins, she eased our fear and shared our pain. Now she runs through heaven's dust with fields of grace and endless trust. Heaven wouldn't be heaven, our friend, so God be with you till we meet again. Now she's up in heaven's open fields, where time is gentle and love still heals. With family horses and dogs she knew, she's home with the ones we've loved there too. And when our time on earth is through, we'll see her there all shining new, by crystal streams and golden plains. She'll nuzzle us home again. She took care of us every ride, every mile. She gave her heart, she gave her smile. Now she's free where angels roam, but her love still brings us home out on the farm. Her spirit will rest. We were blessed with one of the best. Heaven wouldn't be heaven without horses, and we were blessed with one of the best.